Welcome back. We're here with Jim Reed from the Ziff Law Firm, and we're going to talk today about youth offenders. And Governor Cuomo wants to raise the age that is a youth offender to 18.
Right. And what's interesting about it is right now there's only 2 states in the United States. Out of 50 states, there's only 2 that say a 16-year-old can be treated as an adult for criminal court purposes, that being New York and North Carolina. What Governor Cuomo has done, and this has been a couple-year effort, back in 2014, he formed a commission to study the issue of how we're currently treating youthful offenders in New York and under our system. And the commission came out basically with 2 different recommendations. One was that we should join the other 48 states and raise the age for criminal responsibility from 16 to 18. And then the second part of it is that, and it was kind of in recognition of why it's not right to really treat 16-year-olds as adults, is that there's a huge issue with when there's teenagers in jail, that they're 5 times more likely to be sexually assaulted than another inmate, that they are, I forget what the statistic is, but it's something like 50% more likely to be assaulted with a weapon than any other inmate. So in recognition of saying, okay, we're not going to put these youthful offenders, and we're talking about basically 16 to 18, in adult prisons anymore, then we should, in addition to raising the age, we should implement much better intervention programs to deal with how do we try to reform kids if it's a 16-year-old so that they don't do this again. And so the whole idea is that the statistics are that when we throw teenagers, 16, 17, even 18-year-olds in jail with hardened adult criminals, that they're very likely to become even harder criminals themselves. They're more likely to repeat and be repeat criminal offenders. So the idea is that we want to implement intervention programs, and Ohio has recently done this and had some great success. So the bottom line is it's going to be a major change. The one important thing that I want to point out, though, is that this would really apply to not the super high-level crimes. The crimes like murder and rape will still go through the criminal court system, and then there may be, and this is kind of what goes on when legislation is being created, they may have to create an alternate imprisonment situation for those people that fall into this very serious felony crimes who are convicted but are going to go into prison so that they won't be in a general population. But like with all legislation, it's now before the legislature. There will be negotiations going on for groups that either favor or oppose it, and different legislators may have a different perspective on things that should be changed.
And real quick, you only got about 30 seconds left. This also not only changes how they're handled, but also what goes on their criminal record for the future.
That's right. That can be important. And one of the big points about this new legislation is that saddling somebody who's 16 or 17 years old with a felony conviction, it means that they're basically not employable for the rest of their lives, which the whole purpose here is to let these kids reform and hopefully live gainful lives.
All right, we'll see if anything gets done, any changes are made in the governor's favor. Jim, thanks so much for elaborating on this. Appreciate it. If you have a Law Talk question or comment, there's the email address. We'll be right back.